talk to you guys today about releasing trauma from your body. Those of you who have been with me for a significant amount of time know how I've healed my body of sciatica, which when I did that, y'all, if any of you have had sciatica or any kind of issue like that, you know it's crap. Um, One of the hugest things is that trauma manifests in different places of your body. Like if you have thyroid issues, if you don't, speak your voice, if you have a relationship that you're in, if you keep repeating the same relationships over and over, if you keep repeating the same patterns over and over, it's actually housed in your body. And yesterday when we did our little tapping session to help you through your holidays, that was to help with that as well, because sometimes you can get a massage in certain places that you're massaging, you can cry because your trauma is stored there. And if you actually, a book that I want you guys to read is I think it's called Your Body Keeps Score. And in the book that I wrote, How I Healed My Sciatica, the link is in the description below. I told you the exact steps, and one of the things that triggered my sciatica was the stress. And a lot of people, especially during holiday season period, if you're a people pleaser, you keep to yourself. Somebody does something to you, and instead of talking it out, instead of removing yourself from the situation, you let it build. It could store in your thyroid. It could store in your head. You can get, foggy head. It could store in your hips. When I do my Sufi grinds for my yoga every day, when I first started years ago, I sometimes cry because when I go around in circles, a lot of the trauma is stored in your hips. So between when we're doing the tapping, when we're doing the collarbone, when we're doing the head, everything, it's important to let go of that. Because once it's stored, it can go to emotional issues. It can manifest into different cancers and irritations. There are certain family members that, you can tell what's affecting them just because of how they were raised. If certain people have the same cancers, if certain people have the same mental issues, of course it's going to run in your family because some people do the exact same thing and they have the exact same triggers. So it's still in that little bubble and you haven't fixed it yet. So one of the things I wanted to talk about was, for one, if you go through my book, it tells you the foods, because food is a huge factor, what you put in your body. But I implore all of you, if you have any issues with speaking up for yourself, if you have any issues with just feeling pains in your body that you're ignoring, don't let it manifest into something else, because it will always manifest into something else. And we don't need it manifesting into something else. In our one-on-ones, I've had a lot of women come to me talking about relationships that they're in, that they know they don't want to be in, but they don't want to feel lonely. They don't want to abandon the person. They feel that they can fix the person. That savior complex a lot of times lands women in their graves, because that manifests into something else, because you're not getting what you need in these relationships. You're not getting what you need. You're not being taken care of, and you're not taking care of yourself. So it must be released. So when you're doing the tapping, when any of us are doing the tapping, make sure you put all of your intention into it. In my Release, Relax, Manifest course, again, down below, if you want to take a look at it, we go through each section of the body. We have a morning tap, we have an evening tap, and we have our affirmations that we retrain our brain with, because that is crucial. A lot of times when you're repeating patterns that you don't need to be in or don't need to be doing, it's because you're used to one concept and you can't see yourself deviating from it. And it's important that when we are removing this trauma from our body, we have someplace else to go. We replace it with something more caring and more loving for ourselves. So when we need to let something go, we consciously pull something in that's a whole lot better than what we're letting, leave us. So comment below on what you need help with releasing or relieving, because a lot of times when you do that and you don't replace it with something good or something better, it's just going to come back stronger because you didn't replace it with something better. It is a process, y'all. So if you're doing that, if you have a yoga meditation practice, if you have a tapping practice, if you have a morning ritual that you're doing and it doesn't feel productive, it is productive. You just have to walk through it. You're clearing generations of, just mindsets and traditions and, just patterns that is stopping with you. So imagine years and gazillion years of everything, and it's coming on you, and you're the one removing them. You're the one that's saying, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not having this manifest in my body. This is leaving. I'm going to work out. I'm going to eat properly. I'm going to speak up for myself. I'm going to not stay around those people that are super toxic. I'm not putting myself in these situations that I don't need to be in. So imagine that, years of that. You're the one that's removing it. You're the one that's saying no more. So it's not going to be easy. So I encourage you today that any trauma that you have, anything that you feel like you're stuck on, keep moving through it. You are much farther along than what you think. And go back to yesterday's video as well if you need to tap it out. Go to my book, any of my books down below. The Narcissist book if you're dealing with Narcissist, or the Release, Relax, and Manifest course, where we have our tapping, where we have our, morning rituals. And there's a guided journal that every day for 30 days, you write down what you're grateful for. You write down and track your tapping. So anything that you need to be doing, anything that you need to be purging, it's going to purge. It's not going to feel good, but it's beneficial. So do not give up. You must release the trauma from your body so it won't develop into any cancer, any mental illness, just stagnation, or you feel like you can't move on with your life. And that's the goal, to move on with our lives, y'all. But I love you. And like I said, comment down below on what you usually do to heal through all your trauma and get through all your trauma, because that is the key and that is the goal to everything, moving through and being the best person that we can possibly be. So yeah, I love you guys. Comment below and check me out. I love y'all. Bye.